This week marks the 5th anniversary of the Iraq War. We honor the fallen in Iraq and their comrades who have returned home, and those who continue to serve America in Afghanistan and in other parts of the world. We also thank their families, whose quiet sacrifice for our nation can never be fully repaid. When our nation called, these brave men and women answered the call without delay. They have done everything our country has asked of them, performing their duties excellently, with bravery, with dignity, and honor. War extracts a terrible price. No one understands that fact better than the men and women returning from battle. In an earlier time, one veteran spoke of war's impact on himself and his fellow soldiers. With his war a recent and painful memory, President Dwight Eisenhower spoke these words: "In the goodness of time, all people will come to live together in a peace guaranteed by the binding force of mutual respect and love." The war in Iraq has now gone on a year and a half longer than World War II. Our generals and military leaders are warning that our military is stretched and strained, and our country is facing a military readiness crisis. 90% of retired and current military officers feel our military has been stretched dangerously thin by the Iraq War. The toll on our national security and homeland defense capability can be seen across the country. From the beginning of the war, the Bush administration has leaned heavily on the National Guard and reserves, deploying our nation's strategic reserve alongside our active duty armed forces with great frequency, stretching and straining our readiness here at home. Americans are rightly concerned about how much longer our nation must continue to sacrifice our security for the sake of an Iraqi government that is unwilling or unable to secure its own future. It is for our military readiness, for the families of our brave men and women in uniform, for our national security, and for our standing in the world that America wants a new direction, not a continuation of the President's plan for at least a 10-year, trillion-dollar war in Iraq. The cost of the war has been enormous in terms of lives and those injured. Tens of thousands have been injured, many of them permanently. The cost to our readiness is clear. The cost to our reputation in the world is damaging. The distraction from the real war on terror is costly to us. And now this war has become a threat to our economy. By borrowing and taking us more deeply into debt to the tune of at least $1 trillion already, we are hurting our economy. In addition, the price of oil, skyrocketing price of oil, has been harmful to our economy as well. Democrats will continue to pass legislation that calls for an end to the war in Iraq and increases oversight of that war. A great president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, stated, "The nation will answer, must answer, we choose peace." It is the duty of all of us to encourage such a body of public opinion in this country that the answer will be clear and for all practical purposes unanimous, he said. In this war, the public has been ahead of the president. Some of the real patriots are those in the public who has fought to sway public opinion toward that consensus. Our message must be clear. We choose peace. I'm Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. Thank you for listening.